Are we live now?
We are live.
Oh, I see up here.
Yeah.
We're ready, Pops.
So is it on there, Lynn? Oh, we're on there live?
Yes,
Yep.
we are.
I want everyone to know before anything, this is Pop Barnes Health and Community Tips. But I want you all to know, you can't see him to my left, but Randall is my new BFF. And I just learned what that was, by the way. He's my new BFF because he taught Pop Barnes into doing this by himself, Facebook Live. Of course, now he was my security blanket. You can't see him to my left, but he's my new BFF. This is Pop Barnes Health and Community Tips. Randall, thank you so much, Randall. And we have always our integrative health partners, New Horizons Community Health and Tree of Life Healthcare. And like I always do, I always have them introduce each other. So I'm going to pass it off to Ms. Andrea Winston, my friend. She's my BFF too, by the way. Loretta's my newest one. She's my BFF too. Andrea, you
Yes,
got
sir.
the baton.
Good morning, everybody. Just glad to see all these smiling faces. We have a good time getting ready for this show, and we really like it. It's our mission and our passion. So I'm wearing pink this morning to represent Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this coming Wednesday here at New Horizons, we're all going to be wearing pink in honor of those that have gone on this journey, including myself. God has blessed me to be a survivor of 17 years. And we want to make sure that all women and men know about the value of mammograms and early detection. So if you're a woman or you know or love a woman or a man, if you're having any problems or symptoms, or even if you're not, please schedule your mammogram this year and take time out. Early detection can mean the difference between life or death. So please go ahead and do that and wear pink for the cure.
Sounds good.
And now, Andrea, please tell everybody who you are too now.
Yes, I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. I'm Andrea Winston, and I proudly serve as the CEO of New Horizons Behavioral Health. And this morning, we're always here represented some sort of topic on integrated health, because here at New Horizons, we practice the holistic approach of addressing not only diseases and issues of the mind, but also of the body. So we're here, and thank you so much, Pops.
And now, on board, we have up there, she's got the blue glasses on. I should have put my little tennis ones. Miss Susan Gallagher. Susan.
Good morning. And my red shirt for Red Ribbon Week. So, yeah, we're representing with the red. So, yes, Susan Gallagher from New Horizons Behavioral Health also. So glad to be here and help get the information out about integrated care and how important it is to treat mind, body, and soul.
Correct.
And I will ask everyone to keep Reverend Clyde in prayer. He's a little bit under the weather today. Reverend Clyde, the Chief Executive Officer of Tree of Life. And I always say, I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to say it at the end of the program, I partner with these two organizations. First of all, I've known them for years. I used to work at New Horizons. Andrea was my best boss, the best boss I ever had in civilian life. And I know how much they did. Never turned anybody away, always was there, top-notch care no matter who you were. And I just grown to love all that New Horizons are. And Tree of Life Healthcare with Reverend Clyde, same thing. They're not looking for, it doesn't matter if you don't have not one penny to rub against another, they're going to make sure that they're going to take care of those two organizations that I partner with, because of their concern and commitment to the community is the same as mine. And so I'm going to ask them at the end of the program, I always say this here, the programs that help you, the organizations that help you, you need to help them. And you know, something as easy as volunteering, calling on their number. Everyone can use a volunteer, and everyone has a talent to do something. So volunteer to help them. Of course, there's nothing works like those dead presidents that's on like those green things that we like to get, and that helps them as well. And so with that being said, keep Reverend Clyde in prayer.
Most definitely.
God will embrace him and hold him and comfort him, and know, as he knows, because he's a minister of God, that God is omnipotent and can do all things. Nothing impossible with God. Amen. And now, Susan, I'm going to give you the honor to introduce our speaker.
We have with us today Miss Dominique David. Dominique is an LAPC over at our Midtown Recovery Program. She's the program manager there, and she also oversees our Project Change Clubhouse, which is our adolescent program for teens ages 13 through 17 who may be experiencing substance abuse problems. So good morning, Dominique.
Good morning.
And so, Dominic, we're going to leave it up to you. I know you have some fantastic slides because I went over them Sunday and getting some of that good education that I know you're going to give everybody here. And let me tell you something, Dominic, we be cutting up here. We get this program, this Facebook Pop Barnes Health and Community Tips is about giving really good information, quality information. But I also hear from a lot of people, Pop, as you're telling us and giving us good information, y'all cutting up and having fun, and that makes us have fun. And that's what this program is all about. So we kick back, we're loose, we have a whole bunch of fun as we educate. So now you're the one in the driver's seat.
All righty. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hold on.
Now, see, one of these days, Susan and Andrew, I'm going to be able to get up there and say, let me share this screen. And for you folks that don't know, all I can do is push the button on the computer.
No, Pops, you've come a long way. Just think about this time last year, we wouldn't even have dreamed of being able to come to the community and our partners in this manner via Zoom. So COVID has had some just a few good things that
let me tell you, all because as your pastor would say of our Almighty God.
That's right. That's right. You're so true. So true. And so she knows how to.
We can't see the slides. We just see your.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, click on it and open it up. It went to your menu.
Let me back all the way out again.
And Miss David, as she's pulling that up, is one of our wonderful program directors that we have here at what I call Team New Horizons. Our staff are just such a blessing to work with and to help take care of other people that, people come and they're hurting and they're scared and they really don't know what to expect a lot of times. And she and so many of our wonderful program directors and staff members really pour out their hearts to help our individuals because that's our mission, is building better lives. So we're really glad to have her here this morning.
And let me say this here. You're going to see Andrea get a little uncomfortable now when I say this.
There we go.
Andrea is a type of executive director that she
goes from the beginning. There you go.
She pulls out the best in you.
Thank you,
and
Pop.
she encourages you. I remember that about her. So thank you for saying that about. But I know that about you. Y'all are look, Susan. I don't give her some props. Y'all are fortunate to have her as an executive director now.
We are. We definitely are. Yes.
Thank you so much, Pop. That means a lot. I appreciate that.
Okay, Dominic. We see a little smattering that says drug awareness adolescent.
Okay, y'all seeing it pretty good? Okay, well, I'll go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to our wonderful CEO, and thank you, Susan. I'm going to go ahead and get started with Red Ribbon Week and Drug Awareness in Adolescence. I'm Dominique David, Program Director of Midtown Recovery. First, I'm going to start off by just talking about the history of Red Ribbon Week, which I always thought was very interesting. It started in the 1980s. Red Ribbon Week is the U.S. initiative for the prevention of drugs, tobacco, and alcohol use. This initiative was to help educate elementary schools, junior high schools, and community groups. It's celebrated during the weeks between October 23rd and the 31st. Red Ribbon Week began after the kidnapping, death, and torture of an undercover DEA agent, Enrique Camarena. His mission was to eliminate drug production and operations. After his death, the citizens from his hometown, they donned a red ribbon in honor of him and in honor of what he was trying to do. The red ribbon symbolized a statement for prevention and awareness of drugs to hopefully reduce the use of illegal substances. The first National Red Ribbon Week was organized in 1988 by National Family Partnership, proclaimed by the U.S. Congress and chaired by Nancy Reagan. Today, according to the DEA and NFP, around 80 million people participate in Red Ribbon Week events and activities each year. The movement includes banners, red ribbons, supplies, and other fun activities for schools and communities throughout the U.S. Some of our local celebrations, I got this from Miss Rubio from Black Monroe Middle School. This is actually where one of my daughter goes to school at, just to see what they were doing to celebrate Red Ribbon Week this week. And this is what they had. So on Monday, they're doing Don't Get Tied Up with Drugs with the Tie-Dye Day, where they wear tie-dyes, either shirts, headbands, pants. On Tuesday, they're doing Don't Let Drugs Turn Your Life into a Zoo, where they're wearing animal print throughout the day. On Wednesday, they're doing Friends Don't Let Friends Do Drugs, and they dress with, twin day or, multiple, they all dress alike. Thursday, they're teaming up against drugs. It's a team day, you wear your favorite team. And Friday, Don't Let Drugs Trick You. They are not a treat, where they're wearing Halloween costumes, but it has to be school appropriate. So I thought that was a really fun way to get it started.
I love that. That is so creative.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to do that here.
Yeah.
Look, I can see Susan saying, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm waiting for Animal Print Week. I like that one.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow, and that's her favorite, my daughter's favorite one, because she loves the cheetah print. So that's what she's looking forward to. Some other celebrations or ways of making Red Ribbon Week awareness is New Horizons have partnered up with Quitman Family Connection to provide sense sacks with substance abuse prevention information and goodies, which I thought was a very helpful thing right now. We also have, like Susan mentioned, our Child and Adolescent Substance Abuse Program, Project Change. The program director for that is Juan Garcia, and me and him spoke Friday. We was trying to see, what the kids are going to be doing for celebration of Red Ribbon Week here at New Horizons. And on the 23rd, they kicked off Red Ribbon Week with a fall festival with their multi-family night. Today, they're doing Drugs Are Tacky, and we're having Tacky Day. Wednesday, My Future is Too Bright for Drugs, and that is when they wear neon colors, neon shirts, neon just clothing, which I thought was very cool. Thursday, they're doing a drug-free pledge. I'm sorry, I wrote that again. Not the neon clothing, I'm sorry. I mistake that one, but they're doing a drug-free pledge where they're pledging to be drug-free. And on Friday, their Drugs Are Not in My Future Plans, where they're showing support for their favorite team, which all of the celebrations for Red Ribbon Week are very fun if you have a chance to kind of look into them. A lot of different schools and communities that have different ways, but they're really fun. I think it's really a good way to get the children involved to see, bring awareness of the Red Ribbon Week.
Dominic?
Uh-huh.
Where is this at? Could you repeat that again? Where this is at? You mentioned someone in a program. What program?
Yes, this is Project Change, and they are the Child and Adolescent Substance Abuse Program here at New Horizons. And the program director for that particular program is Juan Garcia. I put his name later on in the slides as well. We're all housed here at our Boxwood location, so we kind of work together. And he will be the contact person. I'll be giving more information about how to contact him, if you feel like a youth or somebody,
Yeah, this is really good information. And Andrea, now, as much as I know y'all, y'all just blow me out of the water with all of these programs that, and I think I'm in the know. I'm beginning to find out, wait a minute, I'm a little bit slow. Is this program here in Columbus? Where's this program at?
It is. Yes. It is. We have an adolescent substance abuse clubhouse, and the premise behind this very unique program that recovery from alcohol and drugs for teens has got to be as fun and engaging as that street life was.
Right.
So we have a clubhouse where the children do very unique things. We take them on lots of trips to Atlanta, to sporting events. They have a clubhouse. They have all sorts of electronic gaming stations and, you know, things that I just tell them I don't even want to know about, like midnight baseball. I'm like, don't tell me about it. Just make sure everybody's safe. Because you've got to engage the kids in doing that. And a lot of the referrals for this program come from the Juvenile Drug Court that we have a partnership with. So this is a very exciting program. We've had it for a number of years, and we have staff over there that the kids can engage with. You know, they don't want to talk to folks, you know, your age, pops, and my age.
That's exactly right.
They want to be able to relate to some younger people that have maybe even experienced some of these things themselves, what we call peers, but are now on the right track. So again, that's just a little bit about our teen clubhouse.
Now, Andrea, if a person who's not referred by the drug court, if they wanted to access the program information, how would they do that?
They would come to our intake department. You don't need an appointment. You don't need to schedule. You just call. I mean, you just come in Monday through Friday. I think the times are probably like 8 to 4. But the parent has to come with them. And we'll do an intake. And if you just say you want to go to that program, if your kid is struggling with using drugs or alcohol, we'd be happy to help them.
And you know, Andrea, the reason I'm asking you, and Dominic, excuse me, because this is really interesting here, is because, you know, as a father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, I know for some of the young people, and this is equally important for them to hear this here, to know if they're struggling, if they're afraid to mention something to their parents, this would be an easy way for them to break that, and at the same time let the parent know that they need help.
Sure.
And so I think this is awesome. And Susan being there, and I'm telling Susan, I knew Susan was going to catch this one, Andrea, because Susan's always pushing behavior. Hey, I gotta do. We need to do this. We need to have this program scheduled down the line for Pop Warren's Health and Community.
Yes, sir.
Because this is an awesome program. Okay, Dominic, thank you for indulging me. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. So I'm going to speak a little bit about adolescent use. High school is where most teenagers will encounter drugs and alcohol for the very first time. Why do they use drugs? Some of the main 2 reasons that they named were peer pressure and academic pressure, but I do want to kind of bring light that family stress and family pressure also can contribute to adolescent use. These are the statistics that I pulled up from the Recovery Village. Just talking about, as you can see, 58.5% of 12th graders tried alcohol. You have 60% that drove after drinking. What I thought was interesting was 16% rode in the car of someone who had been drinking.
Right.
Which seems to be, you know, a huge problem. 16% of 12th graders have used marijuana in the past month. 10% of high schoolers earned A's currently using marijuana, while 48% earned D's or F's. And I thought this was really interesting because, you know, kids always want to go back and forth with, you know, what they can do while they're under the influence. But the statistics show that, you know, you're more at high risk of failing than you are of passing. Prescription drugs, which I thought would be higher, but 10% of students misuse all types of amphetamine. 7% of high school seniors report misusing Adderall. And these statistics came from an article that was written actually last month in September 2020, so it's really accurate.
And I'm going to tell you something, Dominic. These just as they are, they're alarming. And I'm looking at one that 58.5% of 12th graders tried alcohol. I mean, come on. I mean, you know, this is a bell tone here that there needs to be more awareness.
Yes.
Concerning the effects of drug use. And you know, Andrea, that's why your program, the one you just mentioned, I think is really good. Like I said, being I won't say the Barnes family has been abused a whole bunch of stuff, but the bottom line is the fact that the most difficult thing is a lot of particularly at the age and what they used to call junior high and high school. A lot of experimentation goes on. And then before they realize it, they're addicted to the drug. And the most difficult thing, I think, is for the average child to say something to the parents. So having something like your program where a child could come and say, Pop, there's a program that I'd like for you to go with me at New Horizons, is an icebreaker for them. And to the astute parent, it lets them know it's the warning, oh, my child must be taking drugs, but at least he or she realizes it, has come to me openly for some type of assistance, and that's awesome. And that's really awesome.
Parenting can be very difficult, and there's no manual or playbook on how you parent.
Exactly.
Having open conversations in your home about what your expectations are from when children are very small, about using drugs and alcohol. I've heard of some parents that regularly drug test their teens. You know, you can buy drug tests very cheaply at your local Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, pharmacy, and that kind of sets the expectation for the child to know that mom or dad are going to be monitoring this situation. And we support people doing that. I have done that with some of my children, and it's a conversation to be had. It's not that I don't trust you, but I know that there's lots of pressure out there.
Exactly right. Exactly.
You're being expected to make adult decisions with a child's mind, and I know that they don't understand that. But I think it puts it out there that I'm going to be monitoring that just like I monitor your health.
Oh, that's a good point. But you want to know something, boy? I'm getting all this good education. I didn't realize that there were things that parents can do.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know this is probably an eye opener to a lot of other parents as well. And it does send out a subtle message to the children or grandchildren that this is our expectations, that you do not use drugs, and we love you enough. We love you enough to make sure that you are not captured by something that you can't control.
That's right. It's just as simple as, like, the home pregnancy test, peeing on a stick. I mean, it's not anything complicated. You get a grade report from school as a measure or indicator of how you're doing academically. And this drug test is going to be a grade or indicator of how you're doing in your social environment.
And that is exactly right. And to our listening audience, you can just see how this organization is just so quote unquote family oriented. And let me tell you something. It just makes me feel good to know that professionals like Andrea and Susan and Dominique are here in this community, and I can't say enough as a parent, grandparent, and now I'm in the exalted thing of a great grandparent to know that there are resources like this in the community. Okay, Dominique.
To deal with them as children than to, and we've had that struggle in my family as well. If you don't deal with them as children or teenagers, then you've got adult children that are now, like at Dominique's program, that are struggling as adults.
And bingo, and I can identify, and what you're saying is 150% gospel truth. So, Dominique, got the baton again.
All right. The American Academy of Pediatrics, the AAP, and CDC developed a guide to screen for substance use starting at the age of 9. Below is what the guide highlighted among our youth. Alcohol, marijuana, and tobacco are substances most commonly used by adolescents. By 12th grade, about 2/3 of students have tried alcohol. About half of 9th through 12th grade students reported ever having used marijuana. About 4 in 10 9th through 12th grade students reported having tried cigarettes. Among 12th graders, close to 2 in 10 reported using prescription medication without a prescription for them.
Wow.
Yes. So what Ms. Andrea mentioned about testing their social environment, that is a very good thing to probably incorporate. Looking at statistics, we don't know what our kids are encountering at school.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's a great idea. Some signs of drug use among youth: bad grades, bloodshot eyes, laughing for no reason, loss of interest in activities, poor hygiene, diminished personal appearance, avoiding eye contact, frequent hunger or munchies, smell of smoke on breath or clothes, secretive behavior, unusual tiredness, and missing curfew. So these are just some signs. I don't think these are all the signs. You know, all kids are different. Youth are different. This may change in 5 to 10 years from now. But just to kind of know the basis, when the grades start slipping, we have secretive behavior, especially if you're close to your child and they're not talking to you, things seem a little off. There may be a time to kind of check in and see what's going on. If their grades are fine and you still suspect something, there's never a wrong time to kind of say, hey, we need to have this talk, we need to do this. It's always a good time to have a conversation with your kids about drugs.
And Dominic, could you make that statement again, that it's never a wrong time?
Never a wrong time to address drugs with your children. Never.
Right. And I just wanted to bring up that some of these signs and symptoms could overlap with other things. We talk about signs and symptoms of depression or anxiety. So you've got poor hygiene, diminished personal appearance, loss of interest in activities. Those could also be signs and symptoms of depression in your teen. And if those signs and symptoms go on for more than a few weeks, you may want to reach out to a mental health professional. We always say here, start with your pediatrician though.
Yes. Yes, and you're exactly right, Susan. And most of the times you have to be on the lookout for when depression and anxiety hits, because if they're not getting answers from you, they're getting answers from their peers. Their peers may say,
exactly right. Exactly right.
Better, yeah. So you have to be kind of on point with that. So that was a great point, Susan. Some local help for children and adolescents, and this is I mentioned the program. So the program is Project Change Clubhouse. I am actually the director over Midtown Recovery for the adults, but we're all in the same building. So in speaking, if you know somebody, a parent or a child who needs help with substance abuse, please, this is the address for them to come. This is the phone number for them to call. Project Change Clubhouse is a co-ed program for individuals between the age of 13 and 17 for teens and families coping with isolation, stigma, and challenges associated with substance abuse disorders. They provide social outings, homework help, and develop the tools needed to pursue further education. Program is divided into 3 phases, followed by aftercare. The person of contact for this would be Juan Garcia. He is the program director. I listed his email. The intake process includes either an intake at the main clinic, as Ms. Andrea mentioned before, at 2100 Comer Avenue, with the referral to Project Change Clubhouse, or direct contact with Juan about further information about the program and what it takes and how long it is. A lot of our referrals come with our partnership with the Juvenile Drug Court, community and schools. If they have any or have any questions, Juan would be the person of contact for that.
And Dominic, the office number is 706-569-0727 and extension 16. And the email address is jgarcia@nhbh.org. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Right.
That is correct. So he would be the person of contact for our children and youth program. And like I mentioned before, this is just a place for people to get help. So whether they're a child or an adult that you know, because it's Red Ribbon Week, please have them contact our office phone. We'll be more than happy to help, to get you into services, into groups, to provide you any kind of education to kind of help your life go a little smoother.
And Dominique, towards the end of this program, when I start to exit out, when I start asking Andrea and Susan to give numbers, I want you to give this number and the contact for Mr. Garcia also again, okay?
Okay, no problem. No problem. So that's the end of my slide. These are some of the references and websites where I got my information. And I would just like to thank you guys for having me, but that's all I have.
Well, okay, so now let me go on, because let me tell you, the thing with me is the Bible says my people perish for lack of knowledge. And so one of the purposes of this program, and I'm going to put this out for everyone, And each show, what I forget to say, and I have forgotten to say, I said it a couple of times, if y'all have any questions on the show, we're going to give you our numbers. Because a lot of people stop me at Walmart or Publix or Piggly Wiggly, and they say, Pops, what did you mean about this? Or who is the person that does that? And so my phone number, if you have any questions to this program, is 706-442-0249. And my email is popspops9784 at AOL.com or pops, pops9784 at gmail.com. And Andrea?
Certainly. Again, Andrea Winston, and I can be reached at 706-596-5582. And my email is awinston@nhbh.org.
Susan?
Yes, I want to encourage everyone to visit our website, www.nhbh.org. Our website lists all those myriad of programs that Pops is talking to you about. We have it broken down by child and adolescent programs, adult programs. We list what counties we serve in. We have news articles in there that might be of interest to you. We try to keep timely and abreast on topics that are relevant to behavioral health care needs. We are also on Facebook. Look for New Horizons. Friend us on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. We put information out on our Facebook site also. If you're interested in calling me with a question, my number is 706-596-5517, and my email is sgallagher@nhbh.org. Thank you.
Dominique, you're up.
So to contact the New Horizon programs at Boxwood Place, the number is 706-569-0727. My extension is extension 13. Juan Garcia's extension is extension 16. Email addresses, if you want to contact Juan about any child or adolescents who need help, is jgarcia@nhbh.org. If you need to contact me about any adults that are needed to be placed in our program, the email is ddavid@nhbh.org. Thank you.
And so now to all our viewing families, we love you. And the reason we're giving you all this information, because we do realize everyone's hurting. This pandemic has really caused so many families, Barnes family included, to go through so many changes and whatever. And so the purpose of this program is to let you know there's help. There are organizations, there's New Horizons Behavioral Health, there's Tree of Life Healthcare, and there's Pop Barnes. I'm always 24/7. Call us, let us know. You have all of our contact information. The ball is in your court. We're open arms like this here. Call us or contact us if you have any questions. Resources are available. I've talked to the mayor recently because everyone's noticing. People are becoming more suicidal. People are more depressed and whatever. There's help for you. We are here for you. And so, Dominique, did a good program, Dominique. I'm going to come out. Go ahead, Dominique. Go, Dominique. Go, Dominique. Go, Dominique. We have fun on this bad boy. We have fun here. And until next time, as I always say, please be good and kind to yourself because God loves you. Bye-bye now.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.